Veraveil, you are a rigger, right? And you're under Patch Salt, the dark-skinned drow. You're a rigger?
Yes.
Uh-huh. How are your eyes?
Well,
You have low light vision.
Yeah.
So you're good.
I can see pretty good.
Fine. Climb up to the crow's nest and keep a watch out.
Okay.
If
Banker's hours.
if
She's
something
just putting her up there so she doesn't have to mess with her.
if something would happen that you could have foreseen and didn't, I'll slit your throat.
What?
Oh, okay.
Yes, move along.
Well, she just doesn't like her
Okay.
because she's an elf.
I'm just staring as I walk away. I'm staring
So,
as I walk away.
This person is very racist against you.
I can
Yeah,
tell.
yeah.
Why do you think
That's
I'm?
how they are.
Why do you think I'm staring as I'm walking away?
You take your time. You climb carefully up to the crow's nest, and after eating your breakfast stew, you need to just look out, just kind of keep an eye out for anything.
Good.
You're not a rigger. You're a swab, right? And you're under Narwhal tape. Narwhal doesn't seem to like you very much.
Welcome to the club.
But he doesn't like anyone.
That might
Although
be
you did
true.
tick him off.
That might be
in
true.
It was
line,
pretty
my
clear to the
friend.
rest of us.
Welcome to the club of your boss not liking you.
We already know.
Yeah.
So,
That's just,
My bosses like me.
Yeah, they're just pains
Sure.
in the butts.
Sure, we'll go with that.
he has you mostly hauling rope, like moving coils of rope, or if a rope has come uncoiled, you go around and coil it again. And then he teaches you how to do the certain knots on the cleats. Right, there's a certain way you wrap it this way.
Since I'm +6 proficient as a sailor.
Yeah, you probably already know this stuff, but he just assumes you're stupid. So he shows you how to do all this stuff again.
So
And-
I close my eyes and tie the knots that he's teaching me.
All right. So, are you? What's your plan for the day? Are you going to try to just do the job, or do you want to kind of do the job plus some?
As a swab?
Yeah.
How close of an eye is he keeping on me?
He's watching the deck.
As long as his eyes are on
Perception
me,
check.
I do the best of my ability.
All right. What would you want to do if he wasn't?
If he's still on the deck and he turns away for a second, I don't think I'd try anything. If he happens to go below deck or something for some reason, or move out of the area,
Yeah. Cause sure, at some point in the day, right? He's showing everybody how to do things, and it's all just mostly rope work. But then he's got a couple people swabbing, because that's important.
Okay,
And at some point he needs to pee. So
if he steps
out.
away for long enough, I want to analyze the bucket that I'm dipping my mop in, and I want to determine whether it's fresh or salt water.
Okay. It's fresh water.
It's fresh water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It was fine.
It's foul. It's not good. It's not drinkable.
So,
But it's fresh water.
I guess meta question. Well, not technically meta, but rule question.
Mm-hmm.
Does my purify food and drink skill turn salt water into fresh water?
Yeah.
Okay. So I go with my idea. And I friggin' scoop a bucket of water from the ocean, and I purify it into fresh water, and then I toss it on the deck and start swapping it around.
Meanwhile, I'm just up.
Okay.
I'm just up, staring down at him like, what is he doing?
What is he doing?
Yeah, you're up in the
I'm just
rigging
like-
and you watch this.
I'm like staring like, what is he doing?
If the deck has
It's
to,
like-
if the
Yeah,
deck
he's
has
gonna
to be
be
swapped
tough
with
to
fresh
you.
water, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna argue with that. But if I
Mhm.
can make it more efficient, that's what I'm gonna do.
All right.
I feel like I want to just shout down at him.
So I was about to. Jeremy's gonna do something.
Oh gosh.
Make a perception check.
I feel like my character wants to
Perception?
shout down
Or
at
if he doesn't notice or something.
That's not good. 6.
So you do this. It works. You look up. He's not there. So you move over to another section of the deck. You lower your bucket down, bring it back up,
I'm still stirring.
purify it. That's a cantrip, right?
Yeah, it's a 0 level spell.
Yeah, so you just do it.
I'm still
You
staring.
toss it and spread it around.
I'm just staring down like, can't believe you.
And you look up and he's standing like right behind you.
Oh, this cannot.
He's just
be
looking
good.
at you.
Ooh, this is not good.
I
That's
was told to keep the deck wet with pure water.
Alright, Catman.
I'm just.
I'll not say it's stupid. It's not entirely stupid. But let me just ask you a question. If the deck is so wet that it's completely saturated with water, then what happens?
That's why I still use the mop. Because if I just wanted to get the deck wet, I would not use the mop. I would just dump water on it.
Oh, this.
I dump enough water to spread so I don't have to dip my
You
mop
sure about
as
this
much.
guy?
That's why I'm staring. I'm like, oh, this is not good.
No, I mean like outside of the game.
Oh. Well,
It takes-
next month
it
will be
takes
a year, so let's see how I feel.
Okay.
Let's see how I feel
For
then.
10 square feet, it takes 1 bucket and a little bit of spreading for the same.
That's true. Now, I want you to do a jig right there for me.
Oh boy, this is gonna be good.
I start tap dancing with my picnic.
Do you have a entertain dance kind of skill?
No.
Alright, make a dexterity check.
It'd be hilarious if you did.
13.
Oh.
Alright. So you barely manage to pull off some stupid looking cat jig with a peg leg. But you don't fall.
Yeah.
And he kind of bites his teeth and grits them.
Hey, I get this in real life at my job.
You may have pulled that off, Catman. But not everyone would. And what I don't need...
I'm not everyone.
Oh, but everyone is. And so what I don't need is people slipping on my deck and falling off the side of the ship where there's no rail.
Has that happened?
That's happened.
Today? Since I've been swabbing?
It's not happened since you've been swabbing, but that doesn't mean it won't.
You've only been swabbing
And
for 2
when
hours.
it does,
Well,
if it does,
your gun's never gone off in your pants either, but that doesn't mean that it won't.
Nah, I'm not Rihanna's crying.
Laughing.
I don't carry a gun.
And I'm just standing up here laughing.
Your sword's never slipped out of its holster and cut your leg off.
Oh.
But it could happen.
Wow, he's digging.
He gets this great big fake grin on his
Wow,
face.
he's just digging
And
a
he
hole
looks
for
at
himself.
you.
Yeah.
With this big scar,
Oh, he's. Oh.
and he just smiles. And he says, "You do it how you want. You're doing a fine job, Catman. And let me tell you
And
this.
you're doing a fine job supervising
Oh.
until you step below deck and forgot.
Oh, boy.
As soon as someone slips and falls off the deck, you'll be keelhauled."
That's acceptable. And I pull up my peg leg and analyze it for a second. I think if anyone slips, it would probably be me.
Oh.
I certainly hope it happens sooner than later.
It's gonna gut you for sport.
He walks back downstairs.
Oh, wow.
Alright, let's make a kind of an overall check for you just for the night. Let's do a strength or a constitution. Your choice.
Either one's gonna be the same for me.
I got +3 on strength.
Oh, not UK.
Oh, sorry. Whoops.
12.
I I'm just standing up.
Okay.
Like,
So you do that. You do a sufficient job. Okay, you're rigging, right?
yes.
And you're doing a watch. So let's do. Is that all you want to do tonight?
Well,
I mean, it would be pretty conspicuous if you left the crow's nest
yeah.
to try to do
And
other things.
my boss doesn't seem like the type of person that I should slack off. So no.
All right. So make a perception check.
Okay. So 17.
A 17. Okay, that's a good perception check.
She perceives.
17 with a 20.
Oh, with a
Okay.
20. Yeah, that's
so-
important. So you crit.
But what did she perceive?
So here's what you
A
perceive.
lot more than she was about to.
Uh-oh.
You perceive a lot of flat ocean. You perceive that somewhere in the distance there's probably an island, though you can't see it. But what you can see is a flock of birds in the air. And so, since you know that birds don't go like super far out to sea, that's a pretty safe bet that there's some land over that way. But you know that this area of the Shackles is not, you're not close to the mainland anymore.
Okay.
So that would be one of the many islands that are dotted out into the Shackles. You can also see in the dim moonlight, you can see kind of a dark area of just like a sheet, which is normal for that section of the Shackles, because that would be the edge of the Eye of Bendigo, which is this giant persistent hurricane that exists here. Sometimes little storms will spin off of the Eye of Bendigo and rain down in certain areas. This is why Port Peril or Freeport often gets its rain. It's all little storms that have spun off of the Eye of Bendigo. But the Eye of Bendigo, that hurricane, it's just there all the time. But it does provide consistent winds for sailing and pirating, so it makes some pretty stable.
As long as you don't sail into it.
Right, makes some pretty stable merchant lanes, and that makes for really good pirating. So you see those things. Do you notify anyone?
Well, my boss told me if I didn't do well, she would slit my throat. So,
That's always an incentive.
I'm gonna go tell her what I saw to avoid that.
Okay, tell her. You can call down to her. She's in the
Hey,
rigging.
I don't know how to put this, but we're coming up to an island and slightly some rain in that
Slightly.
one.
We're coming up against
A hurricane.
We're coming against the red spot on
Yeah.
No. It's way off in the distance. You're not coming up to the Eye of Bendigo.
Oh, okay, well, there's an island way over there. Just thought I'd tell you that.
That's
Gotta
fine.
be confident.
Thank you so very much. That information is immensely helpful.
Oh yeah, if she's a drow, she has true dark vision. We
Yeah.
have low light vision.
Yeah.
She sees way better.
Hence, that's why I was not.
And you're elf or half elf?
I was not half elf.
Yeah, she hates your guts.
Yeah,
And
that's why I
so-
wasn't as confident. That's why I wasn't confident giving my answer.
So you're certain that the Eye of Bendigo is still in the same place it's always been, and that the islands haven't moved. Wonderful. Please let me know if you see anything that might be a threat or a danger or something, I don't know, worth mentioning.
Says Curry.
Yeah, I'm just thinking in my head, oh, wow, cocky, aren't we?
But good job keeping it in your head. Some people need to work on that skill.
Yeah, I'm just.
Hey, it
Yeah.
works in real life
Meanwhile-
more often than you would think.
Meanwhile, I just turn.
So
I'm
do
like,
computers.
yeah. Meanwhile, I'm like, okay, and glaring at this, and just trying not to glare at the same time.
Yep. Yeah, there's definitely some hostility there. You don't even have to make a sense motive check. It's just right there.
Yeah.
This is right there.
Hence the
you're-
glare.
It's right there.
Hence the glare.
You're a half elf. She's a drow. Yeah, she
Yeah,
hates
she
your
hates your
guts
guts.
automatically.
No surprise here.
You're worse than a regular elf.
Oh, lovely.
So, with all of that, your shift passes. You both do decent work. Nobody slips in your overly wet deck.
I used the mop to spread it around the. It's the same wetness. It's
Yeah.
the same wetness as if I just swap. It just gets really wet for 5 seconds before I spread it.
Yeah.
It also really ticks off your boss.
Yeah. Yeah. He.
I work half as hard as the rest of the people and do the same amount of work.
You keep telling yourself that.
That's what I do at my real job.
You do both notice that the captain, the captain actually at night trades off,
So his first mate should be driving at night.
well,
Or someone of high rank.
yeah,
Anytime he's not at the wheel, his next ranking officer should be.
all three of them actually go to bed at night. And so the person that steers the ship is actually the lady with the pirate hat and the multiple guns on her bracers. So she's actually up there.
Why does she
No,
not
no,
have- why does
No,
she-
Riara's crying.
Who is Sindara? I thought she had the pirate hat.
Sandara also has a pirate hat.
Okay.
I imagine most of us
Not
do.
So-
crazy.
No.
So the first and second mate and captain all go to bed at night.
Right. Right. So
That's
there's an
actually quite
overload
unusual for a ship.
of characters in this game, which I usually don't like to introduce that many characters at the beginning because it's a lot.
Yeah.
But this is the lady that's in charge at night. Her name's Riara's Crine. She's the one that met you in the back room of the Formidably Made and sort of led the way through the sewers to
To get us out without having to go through the bar fight.
yes. So that's Riara's Crine, and she's obviously got a bad attitude. This is Sandara Quinn.
Yeah.
She's really nice.
Okay. So one of them's nice and one of them's got an attitude.
The
Yes.
one with the attitude has a bunch of pistols.
Yeah.
Riara's Crine also has a foul mouth.
Really?
Every other word out of her mouth is feckin' this and feckin' that and feckless
Me and
person.
Rosie should hit it off.
Oh yeah,
I don't
they're-
have an attitude.
except they both
No,
hate.
different
Wait,
ships
I don't have
too.
an attitude.
And so in the morning, you get to eat some leftovers from the night before that have been kept warm on the stove. You get to sleep.
I'm a cat.
I'm assuming I slept
I'm
during
assuming
the
I'm
night.
fine with
Yeah.
the old
Yeah.
fish.
Too bad it's not the way my life.
Yeah, but you are that kind of concluded the last of the store of fish. So at this point, you're out of the fish food. No more meat. But at the end of your shift, you are offered, since you all did a sufficient job, you are offered some grog before you go to sleep.
Ooh,
That's fine.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's bad tasting, watered down rum. It's really more like rummed up water.
Oh,
But
delightful.
if you drink enough of it, you could maybe pee a lot.
Okay.
But you've heard there's rum for sale in the what's it called? The ship's shop,
Okay.
right? So you could buy some rum
With the money they don't have.
with money that you might earn if you do some pirating.
Alright.
Yeah. Alright, you go to sleep?
Well, I don't have cash. The drink sounds really good, so I'll take the crappy rum.
Okay, so we're heading back. So say we're heading back downstairs to switch shifts.
Mm-hmm.
How much activity is below deck at this point, and how much of it is above deck?
As a general rule, almost all activity is above deck
Okay.
because those are the people that are on shift, right? And then below deck, there's sometimes some gambling and stuff like right before they go to bed. People that can afford it will buy some drinks and bring those downstairs and hang out.
And they're hanging out where? Are they hanging out
in-
somewhere on this deck? Or are they hanging out in the room?
No,
hammocks?
the lowest deck. Well, not the lowest, but the lowest visible deck. The stairs on the lowest visible deck actually continue down, into a second deck below, which is mostly storage, and below that there is a fifth deck, which is the bilge.
Okay, so if I come down the stairs, I automatically come down into the cargo room. Can that be seen from the people that are in the hammock room? Anyone that might be socializing there at this hour? Can they see me come down the stairs, or do I have to actually like open a door and come into that room?
Yeah, the door would be closed. Yeah, so you would end up.
So if I came down the stairs into the cargo room,
yeah.
If how hard would it be to, like, if everything's like sealed up in shipping crates, I'm not gonna like pry them all open and stuff. But if I want to try and get a feel for what might be stored in here,
yeah, it's closed.
No labels.
There's no labels. I mean, what's in there? There's barrels. The barrels would be labeled.
What labels do I see on these barrels?
Rum.
Rum.
And water.
And water. So how securely are these barrels sealed?
I mean, you'd have to. Let's see. How's a barrel sealed? I guess there'd be a bung. So you would have to pop open the bung hole.
Okay.
It's just fun to say.
If there's...
Do you pop open the bung hole?
Well, if there's no one else in the room and a closed door between me and the next room, how hard would it be to slip like a cupful out?
Well, here's the deal with
So check his stealth?
Yeah. Bung holes are made to have something inserted into them with a nozzle on it. Right? So if you just pop it open, not hard at all. Closing it back up and actually sealing it, that would be the difficult part.
But if it has a nozzle, how hard would it be for me to draw?
Do you have a nozzle?
Yeah.
You would have.
Oh, there's not a nozzle on it?
No,
that's what
think
he's
of it
saying.
as like a quart.
You would like swap out the cork with
Yeah.
the nozzle.
And you gotta put the
tapping a
spigot
keg.
top.
Yeah, you're tapping a keg.
A tapless keg.
Mm-hmm. You don't have a tap. Unless you have a tap. He looks at his character sheet. Yeah. Let me see. Do I have a tap?
Or do I have something useless one?
You have a peg leg.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, plug it. You got a peg leg. You got a peg. How's that?
What happened to your leg, Catman? I don't know.
Got stuck in this boat.
How come we can't roll this barrel, Captain?
There's a cat.
Okay, so the other crates and the other crates, even though they're not labeled, how securely are they sealed? But I need like a crowbar.
Yeah, you would need a crowbar to open them.
Is there enough like gaps in the slash to kind of peek through and kind of determine what might be inside?
Make a perception check.
No.
Ooh. 22 with a 20 on top of it. I know everything that's in there.
Mostly food. Some of them contain rope and other kind of ship supplies like sails and whatnot, sail material.
Money.
None of them have your gear or your money. Not a single one.
Guessing that's up top. Well, there's not really much other storage around here.
Well, it could be in the lower deck or the captain's quarters.
In the bilge?
Yeah.
You actually don't know what's in the back room on the middle deck, right? Well, actually, you don't know what's in the middle room on the middle deck.
Well,
all you know of the middle deck is that front room.
Okay, so I've searched here. I've kind of got to feel what's going on here. What if I came back around and come up to about here?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anybody that's there to, like, if I come back up the stairs, like, is there anybody around that might see me, or does it look like I could peek into the next room fairly easily? So
it's the end of the night shift, right? It's morning time. Okay. Ambrose Croup, Fishguts is snoring away on his bed.
Where's his bed?
It's right there in the galley. He sleeps in the galley with the pigs and the chickens. And then there's nobody there. Make a sneak check. Stealth.
20 with a 19. I'm doing pretty good with this bike. I can't get used to this peg leg.
Okay. So,
Double
Some
the
felt
penguin.
on the bottom
Yeah,
of it
no
for
felt.
not making noise.
I cut a piece of the seat cushion off and
Yeah,
taped it to the bottom. I got me a tennis ball like you put
What'd
on
you
a
get?
walker. I have a natural 20. My middle roll is an 18 plus my one stealth, so a 19.
Okay, so you crit.
So
So
I murder in this sleep.
you sneak into the alchemy lab area. You see a lot of books. You see a lot of alchemical contraptions. Stuff bubbling on a stove, dripping in through all the tubes and
How
everything.
much of that bucket at the end of the still is filled?
The
He's
bucket
just really looking for a drink.
at the
That's
end
what I
of the
just keep
still,
on thinking.
it's about
Very
halfway
much.
full.
Okay. I'll take that into consideration for now, since there's no one in this room, is there?
Yes, there is. In the bed, in fact, is asleep a little, what appears to be a rat folk.
Okay.
I'm not sure how that's going to play out with the
Cat.
cat folk.
I eat him.
Her.
Her.
Okay, but so anyway, I've made it this far. I might as well see what's in this last room, so I'm going to try and make my way into there.
Okay, so you sneak around the lab. You're very careful to step lightly, at least with your one peg leg. Your other foot is nearly soundless, and the rat doesn't seem to stir in her bed. And you make your way to that last door, and it is locked. You mess with the latch, but that door is, unlike almost every other door on the ship, that door is very well reinforced with iron hinges, and it has a great big locked door handle on it, so it's higher security than everything else on
So
the
if I
ship.
don't have lock picking, what kind of check would that be?
It would be a lock picking check.
Disable device, maybe?
Yeah, do you have disabled device?
No. Am I able to tell if the rat folk that's asleep might have keys to this room?
You don't just like suddenly know that. You can search her.
What check would that be?
That would be both stealth and sleight of hand, and both would need to succeed.
Okay.
No, let's do stealth and
What?
perception just to find it, and then it would be stealth and sleight of hand to get it.
Oh, so he has to roll like 4 times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah.
He's gonna make it very difficult for you to get into
No,
that room.
pickpocketing, yeah.
Joel has trouble remembering he's not yet Deadpool.
Okay, but no, I have multiple options.
Even if you may sometimes
So
have
now-
something like him.
I'm in here. I noticed the rat folks sleeping. Do I know offhand if he's one of the morning or night shift people? Like,
She.
did he just go? Did she just go to
You don't
bed,
notice
or
the
is she
guy
getting
or
ready
what?
to wake up?
It's clearly a woman because she has woman rat parts.
I did not make a perception check on
No,
that.
Lovely.
they all look the same to you. That's fine. That's fair. Okay, so can you tell if
Wow.
she just went to bed, if she's day shift or night shift? You don't know.
Okay,
He hasn't seen her at all.
Mm-mm.
nowhere on the ship to this point.
You've not seen her.
Okay, well then, is it possible to do a sense motive while they're asleep? Like, is it possible to see? Like, is it possible to see? Like, if I woke this person up, like, how angry would they be?
I
Yes,
wouldn't think so.
that's possible.
Well, what do I have to do to determine that
You make a roll.
before I
You
wake
make
her
a
up?
roll.
What kind of roll am I making?
A sense motive check.
Okay. 17.
That's pretty good. Yeah, you think she probably would be okay with you waking her up.
Okay, so I walk over and kind of nudge her slightly.
A cat.
Yeah,
She moves a little bit and yawns before she opens her eyes,
And screams.
No.
She reaches over and grabs something and opens up a potion bottle.
Kitty maid.
Everything is fine. Everything is fine. I am new here on this ship. Today was my.
Get out of my room.
I was told to come.
You're not allowed in here. You're
told,
not allowed in here.
I was
This
told.
is my room. This is my personal area.
I was told by Mr.
Alright,
Plug
what
to
is this?
come see you.
You were. This is my. I'm so. Even when I'm awake, people are coming through here to get to the armory. No, you cannot come through here. You are not allowed in this room.
No.
You leave now, or I shall remove all of the hair on your body.
Do I need to go get Mr. Plug to explain?
Yes, go get him.
Uh-oh.
Okay, well, before we both make him mad at us, let me just tell you, he told me to come see you. This was my first day. I am a night shift swap. So I'm getting ready to go to bed. He tell me to come and find you and to retrieve my gear in case any problems go wrong while we're supposed to be asleep. If we get into a fight, he said we all need to be ready to defend the ship. So
Her nose twitches a lot while you're talking. And she just holds this open potion, and there's like vapors coming out of it.
I have no problem with you.
Make a bluff check.
Oh, no.
10.
Look at her sense motive check. She dumps something on you. You can make a cat-like reflex check.
With a peg leg cat.
With a peg leg.
Oh,
Oh,
I got a 6.
Oh, yeah. Whatever acid is in this bottle, it hurts. It hurts really bad. And you're going to take some damage from that. You take 4 points of acid damage.
Oh gosh.
And all of the hair is burnt off of your left shoulder and your chest down to your stomach.
Okay. I'm going to bed. I tell Master Plug tomorrow what happened to me when he asks.
Yes, you tell him that, because I don't hold all of your gear. I don't hold any of your gear. So good try, this little cat person. Now, get out of my room!
What he said he didn't.
Now I have to clean up all this acid and fur! It's all your fault! Get out of here before I dump another one!
Sounds like a personal problem.
At this point, if he came into like where the beds are, do I like look up and I'm like,
Yeah,
Who'd you take off this side?
yeah, you see like
I look and I'm
just
like,
a bald and scarred cat.
what in
And
the
Daryl's
world
cats
did you?
are so ugly.
I'm just like staring like eyes agape, and I ask him,
And I just walk in, I'm like,
what did you do?
I was told to retrieve my gear. I go to the place
Who'd
where
you
it
No, you
looked
weren't.
like my
No,
gear
you
is.
weren't.
And the person there,
Who'd you take off?
very mad person.
Who'd you take off? Who'd you take off on the ship this time?
You're running out of people.
Like,
Joel's goal
But it's
is to
okay.
piss off everybody.
Because when I go back into my room, I'm going to.
oh no.
When I go back into the bedroom, and I'm assuming, okay, so there's no one else in there really except her. So she sees me
Oh
coming.
no, there's lots of people in there. Like the entire.
So
Yeah, you
okay,
probably
so instead of
humiliated.
I have to come down the stairs first. I pause in the cargo room where there's nobody, right?
Okay,
And I cast Cure Light Wounds on myself.
all right. You feel better. How much do you heal?
Oh,
D8 plus something?
I'm not. I don't think it says actually.
Well, yeah, it'll be D8 plus your wisdom modifier.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't say. It just says Cure Light Wounds. So D8 plus Wiz. I heal for 10.
Yeah. So you
So
heal back up to max.
Can I overheal?
Does he grow his hair back?
It doesn't give you any like. No, it does not.
Oh,
Okay.
so he's hairless.
Okay.
No, the scar looks better. It's not. It's not
I only have,
pulsing and pussing
I
anymore.
have 9
Oh,
HP, and I lost
no.
what, 4?
Yeah, almost half of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. So I lost 4, and I healed 10.
Well, you healed 4 because you can't go beyond. There's no
Yeah.
temporary hit points.
But
from a
yeah,
heal spell.
but I'm fully healed. Like
Yeah.
at this point, everything has been negated except for
Except
apparently
for
my
the
current-
bald scar.
I'm just looking like, oh,
You
no.
have a bald acid scar.
Okay.
Oh,
That's cool.
no.
Anyway.
So I
Wow.
Anyway, you go to bed.
It
So I
makes you
walk
look
back-
slightly tougher, but also
Slightly.
A
no.
little more ugly.
Yeah, a little more ugly, and nobody thinks you're the smartest cat.
So basically, after that, I basically cured myself, and I go from that point. I'm like, okay, I see what I can do later. And then I go back. I go into the room and I climb into my bunk.
Well, I'm still. I
Okay.
just noticed.
So you
like, wow.
you basically got to wake up the next shift, right? Because you share a hammock with somebody. So you wake them up, and that's how the next shift would wake up for day 2. So that will conclude day 1
Yeah.
on the ship. But hopefully you've been introduced to some characters. You've got some ideas of who you can interact with.
I've
And
basically explored the whole place, almost been killed, and then killed myself.
Couple times.
Yeah.
so think about who are the people on your shift, right? And who can you interact with and maybe influence. Obviously, it's going to be more beneficial to influence those above you in a positive way. But
That might be tough.
could also be helpful to influence people, that are your peers, your coworkers, because
Hi, coworker.
that matters too.
Or what appears to be a positive way.
Let me do a quick plug. I just have one that I want to say because the ship is
It's
cool, right?
amazing.
So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
this ship is only possible because of Shipworks, which was a Kickstarter that I just happened to stumble upon. They were doing this Kickstarter for a modular 3D printable ship. So if you have a 3D printer or know someone who does, you can buy all of the files that you want. And there's different levels of backing. So you can back for just a basic level and get some cool ships, and you can back at the most advanced level and get all kinds of ships and sea monsters and all kinds of cool things that come with that. And all of that, the backer kit is still open. It's still available at shipworks.backerkit.com, and you can back them and get to 3D printing your own super cool ship.
That is amazing.
That is cool. All right. All right, so we are Pieces of Fate. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and leave helpful comments down below. And remember, nerds, whatever you do, do it for fortune and story.